Hey guys, Robin Lynn. I want to share with you something that I picked up today. For those of you who follow pop culture, film, movies, Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper are releasing a new movie. It actually started today in theaters called A Star is Born. It's a remake of the Barbra Streisand movie, if you guys remember. I am a filmmaker and I love good film. But what I love most is good people, and I love good marketing, and I love when people have heart and passion for what they do. I love creativity that is contained, and I love being able to help other people express that. I've been working on teaching that for many years. Those of you know who've been working with me, with Mike, as we're helping you guys market and brand your businesses and your messaging. One of the things that I picked up over the past 2 days, just watching some of the interviews. I don't know if you guys watch late night TV. If you do, go ahead and share with me which one you watch. Stephen Colbert was interviewing Lady Gaga, and there was this humility that really came through. She spoke to not her talents or her skills, but she was sharing how important she felt by being mentored by Bradley Cooper for the first time working in a role as an actress. She didn't glorify her role in any way. She basically came out and said how amazing it was to be in an opportunity and a project and business generating money with someone as her peer who could help her and mentor her with heart. And she said that a lot of people out there, she said in Hollywood, but a lot of people out there are fake and phony and don't tell you the way things are. They're not honest. And that's the way that it is in anything, right? In business and, you know, when you're growing up in school or when you're an adult in your career or when you're in business with your clients, regardless of where you're at in life, there's always going to be fake people and phony people and people who just aren't honest with you or themselves, right? And so what came through in the interview with Lady Gaga, who's a singer, by the way, we just got a signal, just so you guys know. I'm gonna check that out just while I'm on the phone with you. I should share with you that I'm getting pinged by Telegram. This is just an accidental live occurrence here. I just got pinged by Telegram from one of our Unify signals, and I'm going to just show you right now. I'm logging in on my phone to my Unify site. I know you can't really see it here, so I'm logging onto my Unify site, clicking on my advanced signal, and the chart is telling me to go in and buy Bitcoin. So I'm going to go into my Binance account right here, and I'm going to go in and I'm going to buy Bitcoin. So I'm not in Bitcoin right now. This is just, again, one of the many things that we get to do to generate income in Unify. So give me a second here. I'm going to be buying some Bitcoin. All right. I'm buying some Bitcoin and I'm in. I don't know how long that took me, maybe a minute or so, from the moment I got pinged into the moment into the moment that I took the trade, and hopefully I'll make a couple $100 or maybe a couple $1,000 over the next few minutes. I would love to do that. And you guys are able to do that too. The point of my video here, while I'm excited now that I'm in Bitcoin with my trade, that's how easy it is, guys. I wanted to share with you because I've spent a lot of years, as you probably have, studying from leaders, or you've been maybe mentored or coached by professionals, or maybe you have a practice, maybe you're a craftsman or a builder or a musician, or you have a sport and you've practiced for many years. For me, I've practiced yoga and taught for 16 years, so I'm very advanced in my yoga practice. And a lot of people are intimidated by that because, not because I'm better, but because I practice hours and hours and hours. I was practicing a day and then teaching it hours a day. So, you know, you don't get good at something just because you only want it. You get good at it because you do it over and over and over and over again until it just becomes old news and you're like, oh yeah, I'm really good at it. That's what a lot of people are missing as far as bringing a skill to mastery. But once we've brought a skill to mastery, once we've decided that we want to go for something or do something that's important to us, whether it's writing a book or going on video and deciding you're going to shoot more YouTube videos, or just deciding, you know what, you're going to leave your job or leave a career or business and you're going to make money in a new way that inspires you. Whatever it is that you decide you're going to do that's different from the normal way of routine that you're doing now. It requires skill, it requires dedication, but it's more than just a talent. It's more than just like, oh, I'm good at this and I'm going to do it. You know, when you're good at something, it comes easy to you. It's effortless. You're not trying, you're able to do it, and it's done effortlessly. What I'm speaking to is a lot different than that. When we have talent and we have trained skills, we also have to take into consideration the next step that allows us to go the next mile, to get to a place of where Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper are at in their skill sets, where to us it seems effortless, but to them it's just over and over and over. It's hard work. We're not seeing the hard work they're putting in. We're seeing the end result. When we watch a basketball game or a sporting event, you know, we may see some of the effort going in, but we don't see their hours and hours and hours of practice and the weightlifting and the push-ups and the sit-ups and the running. And we don't watch them sprint for hours and hours and hours a day to get to where they're at. We watch the end result. And I think from my perspective of business, I feel like a lot of us mistake what we see as success. We don't really understand what success is because we don't look to how people got to their success. We mostly look at how they are successful now. And so when we reverse engineer and we look back at all of the things that got them where they're at, now that their talent is showing, now that they're able to be confident in their ability to express themselves, we want to look at the things that I believe Lady Gaga brought up in the interview with Stephen Colbert. She talked about heart. She talked about passion. She talked about having what I call guts. She said that when she was younger, she would knock on doors and play the piano, play the keyboard to random strangers' houses in New York, just randomly, because she had confidence, but she had this strong desire. Her gut reaction was, I'm going to do it no matter what, I'm going to do it. So that's different than just having talent. That's different than just feeling like, oh, I'm really good at something, or I really want to do something. Having that gut feeling inside of you to then lead you to action is something quite different that I'm speaking to. And it's really important to understand for you what that is. So maybe you have a passion, maybe you have something inspired, a creative talent or gift, or maybe you just want to move forward and succeed in life. Well, you can't just snap your fingers and make that happen. You have to obviously put in the work and the effort and the action steps to get you to where you're at. And you better be mindful of how you're doing that, or else, you know, of course, you could waste time. So how do you do that? How do you do that without wasting time, precious energy, and doing it in a way where it's inspiring and not where it's like toxic for you after many years of doing it and you're just like overwhelmed by it, where you're actually passionate about what you're doing many years later. So it goes beyond talent. It takes this gut feeling, and also we have to be relentless. We have to be relentless in over and over and over doing what we want to do, doing what we're here to do, doing what we know has to be done. It's not something that most people want to do, shooting video, for example. It's not something most people want to do, making sales calls. It's not something most people want to do, doing webinar after webinar after webinar. It's not something most people have energy or time to do, but we do those things to get results. And when we do them over and over and over, and we're relentless, and we have this gut feeling of doing it over and over and over again, one thing that happens is we get better at it. right? So if you've never done video or webinars or sales calls before, if you never do them, then obviously you couldn't ever be good at it, right? So forget about it. You have to fail. And what Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper are really great at is their willingness to fail and actually be excited to fail so they can go and be better. And they can learn how to be better. And they can learn how to adjust and be more agile and get better at what they're doing, so that the failures and the frustration and the maybe overwhelm that goes into the process of working on new skills, all of that stuff that maybe to us is like, oh, it's just not worth it. For people like Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper, what I'm speaking to is they use failure, they use frustration and overwhelm and exhaustion, and they use that as leverage for themselves. Within themselves, their gut within them is like, good, now I get to use that as leverage against myself to say, oh, what can I learn to be better right now? Not tomorrow, not what I could have done better last year, but what can I learn right now that allows me to move through that with that gut feeling of wanting to do it, of wanting to push through, because you want it, because you know it's what it is that you want to do to get you to that next level, to get you to that next level. Now, for most of you, maybe you're thinking, well, I don't want to have this constant feeling of always feeling like I'm never satisfied. One of the things that my teacher practices, who's a Buddhist monk, by the way, he always teaches that the Buddha taught was never to be satisfied with where you're at. If you're satisfied with where you're at, you're never going to get better, and you're never going to amount to growing. So how can we grow if we're satisfied with where we're at? It's just not possible. We want to be at peace with where we're at today, right now, and in order to have a peaceful inner place within us to cultivate greatness. We don't want to be upset at ourselves or angry or have negativity within us or our minds or emotional bodies. We want to be able to push through in this moment with ease and with peace. And in order to do that, we've got to think in a mindful way of how we can learn and grow without staying in the status quo, because that's the problem with most people. That's the problem that most people are facing with their careers or jobs or their businesses that are just keeping them stuck and in a place where they're not able to make any more money, where they're not able to have what we have, which is exponential growth, compounding growth, leveraged income, walk-away income, where many of you here, myself included, I woke up today and I logged into my Unify and I made hundreds of dollars that didn't involve me signing people up, that involved my team enrolling people, which means they made money. And if they made money, I made money, because that's how it works. So when you wake up after Saturday tomorrow and Sunday tomorrow, are you going to have leveraged income? Are you going to have walk-away income? Are you going to have residual income adding up, where people in your team or in your organization are helping you generate income and you're helping them in some way generate income? Or are you relying on a job or career that's costing you time, where you trade time for dollars? Most people are in that second scenario where they're trading time for money. They don't have walk-away income and they're stuck, and it's very depressing. It's very depressing. Most people don't even have any retirement savings at all. So it's extremely frustrating. So when we have this gut feeling, that we have this relentlessness energy of pushing through the failure, and we grow, we have the willingness to grow through failure. We have a desire, this other part I like, to get organized. So what are people doing out there who are successful? What are they doing that we're not doing? Well, you want to look at how organized they are in their thoughts and in their business and in their day. You want to look, most people have everything listed out. Sometimes if I have a very busy day, when I have appointments back to back, I will put in when I eat, when I sleep, I block out times for myself in my calendar so that I know that those times are my times. I block out times for exercise, for food, for sleeping, and for my meetings, for business. And it should be something that you all have access to doing. It's not something that you don't know how to do, but you've got to be organized if you want to succeed. If you want to make more money, you've got to be organized. So some of the things you can consider, if you haven't risen up to that level of success that you wanted financially, what you want to consider is, are you bringing that gut feeling forward, no matter how much talent, no matter how many gifts you have available with your creativity or your skill sets? Do you have that gut feeling you're going to push through and do whatever it takes? Are you relentless? You're just going to keep going and learning and growing through your failures no matter what, and being agile and able to say, wow, I can now have this leverage against myself because I'm learning how to grow amongst my failures and keep growing through that. So I'm not going to fail in the same way anymore, but I'm going to have these new skills that are harnessed, and I'm able to grow and keep growing. And then, of course, leveraged income beyond a normal day job or business or having clients or even selling products. This is something that goes beyond that, where you have walk-away income and compounding exponential growth. What I want you guys to understand is that in order to do all of this, you have to have that feeling inside of you, of course, that you want it. You have to have that energy that you're just going to go for it, and you're going to find the right opportunity that allows you to maintain that and stay organized. It's got to support the framework for your message. If you're a marketer, if you're in business, it's got to support the framework for your day with your energy, so you know how to lay out your energy for the day, so you got enough time and energy for the things that are important to you. And you need to understand the framework for where your mind is at, because your mind is dictating everything. It dictates everything that you do. You got to take a back seat to your mind to evaluate what is it that you really want and where is it that you want to go. And you've got to take into consideration where you're at now without feeling ashamed of where you're at, or without feeling bad about where you're at. But we want to look at all of these situations, from organization to having this gut feeling, relentlessness, and also being able to grow through your failures. And as Lady Gaga was saying, to really be honest about who you are and what you want, and to go for it. So hopefully this was helpful for you. And I'm looking forward, hi guys, I'm looking forward to helping you guys shoot more videos for YouTube to attract more people into your Unify funnels. If you're happening to see this video and you're not yet in Unify, message me below and I'll get you in touch with one of my team members who can help you get started. I'm really, really inspired to help you guys understand the power of bringing your gut forward versus relying on things that may be easy for you, because opportunity and success comes with failure and growing through that. I'm Robin Lynn. Talk to you guys soon.